Alright, what is going on, guys? Fellows back again, coming at you with a let's just talk a discussion video on Isshin as well as Tensa. I'm gonna keep them in the same video because I don't think that this video is going to be anywhere near as long as the Ichigo video, but I do want to talk about Isshin a little bit. If you don't care for Brave Battles, feel free to skip to the 6-minute mark. It's probably about as long as I want to dedicate to just Isshin as well as Arena in general, just because I do want to talk about some other stuff. Now, I saw in feedback a lot of people asking for new game modes, and I saw a response that was quite interesting. It was a very lengthy response, and it was about how Klabs needs to fix their current game modes. And honestly, I don't really see how Klabs can fix, because they mentioned Arena and Brave Battles in particular. I don't really see how they can fix Arena and Brave Battles without kind of changing the way people think of the game. The problem is right now we have chores, right? Chores are Chronicle quests, which we have to do monthly. Don't have to, but you know, like limited stuff, as well as Brave Battles if you want to get the orbs for your daily. So it's 2 Brave Battles, right? They lowered it from 5, it used to be 5. And then we also have, what are the chores? Our weekly inheritance trials, our scroll quests, guild quests, like those are like chores, right? Like I don't know many people that actually enjoy waking up every day and saying I can't wait to do my 3 runs of guild quests, except for like Envy. Because I don't know, bro, that man lives for guild quests. Either way, so I don't really see them changing Brave Battles to the point, because even if they make, like, rewind a bit, let's say they make Brave Battles and Arena worth farming, right? Let's assume that it becomes worth the grind to actually play that. Let's assume that they do that. If you guys aren't having fun with it, it ends up becoming another chore. And even though it might be worth farming, if you're not having fun with it, the likelihood of you actually dropping the game more, it goes up significantly. Like if you like Arena, the rewards apparently are good enough for you to enjoy playing Arena and get something out of it, because it does get you orbs, but it is kind of time consuming and it's grindy. It's a gacha game. It's kind of how it's usually intended to do. To be run. But then you have Brave Battles, which we've already seen them buff the rewards of Brave Battles, which I honestly think that if you care to stay in lieutenants and go to captains, for the most part, if you don't have to spend orbs, usually it's kind of worth staying there. But then you also have like the problem of, oh yeah, it's not worth staying in head captains. It's not ever going to be worth it to stay in head captains unless you care for the status. If you don't care for the status of head captains, the reality is if Klabs buffs Brave Battles, like the rewards, then the competition becomes more fierce. You've seen how stiff the competition's gotten to stay in 3rd seat ever since they released Extreme Co-op, right? Then you've seen them increase the reward, so it's even more rewarding to stay in 3rd seat or lieutenants or above that, just because you get more rewards. And usually for 3rd seat and 3rd seat and lieutenants, you don't really have to spend too many orbs. You kind of just have to grind out as you get your tickets, which kind of sucks. All right, so we're about to hit the 4-minute mark. That's a oof. Either way, so let's talk about Isshin. Now, Isshin is an interesting character because he got Soul Reaper affiliation with Soul Reaper Killer. They could have made him a captain Isshin, but instead they went with just a straight up Soul Reaper Isshin. And then on top of that, he doesn't really counter anything except for maybe Kuryoshiki, which is kind of weird because we kind of already got a counter for Kuryoshiki with this Chad, right? Damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment. But the thing is, this Chad doesn't have invincibility, and the problem with that is you also have characters like this that don't have invincibility either, and then you also have this guy who doesn't have invincibility either. So what's going on right now in the Brave Battle meta is literally people are just running SP based units and violating the hell out of these entire meta teams, because the last 3 PvP characters were Chad, Yuha, Sajin, and usually the meta ends up going, oh yeah, we should use the newest PvP characters. Isshin actually becomes the first PvP character in the last like 3 or 4 dedicated PvP units to get the Brave Battle invincibility, right? Brave Battle temporary invincibility plus 10 seconds. That can be really, really huge against people that are currently using characters like Bruno, characters like Aizen, characters like Art Book Ichigo, characters like 7th Anniversary, Uryu, Ichigo. There's a lot of different meta comps. I've even seen Yamamoto's that are going to be kind of locked down because this character actually has invincibility. That alone is pretty huge. He has damage to last rate enemies plus 60%. He doesn't have increased status element chance against Soul Reapers, but he's also a Soul Reaper killer, which most of the Brave Battle characters that I've been seeing are Soul Reapers. Aizen, my personal Brave Battle team right now is currently Aizen, Yuha, and Bruno. And that's just because those are the only ones I really have maxed out, and I guess I could bring in some of the like Uryu and Ichigo, but the thing is I don't want to change up their builds just for Brave Battles. I did so for Bruno because I don't really play with Bruno outside of what he does, just because it's like, why would I play Bruno instead of Yamamoto? There's just no real reason not to. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on Isshin. Unfortunately, that took 6 minutes instead of 4, but yeah, that's pretty much that. All right, so just skip to the 6 minute mark. I gotta retroactively do that. There we go. All right, so let's just get right into the character that I actually really want to talk about, and that's going to be Tensa. Tensa is going to be the 5th farming cycle character for speed. Finally, we've gotten several, and one thing to note is that they're all SP based characters, which is really interesting because Klabs has, how do I put it, come to the understanding that, alright, cool, people prefer to use SP based characters, these will sell. So you've seen it with Uryu, Havoc Frenzy, Yumichika, Havoc Friends. You do have Havoc, right? I'm not tripping. Havoc is an innate skill. Kaname, Kaname is such a beast. Havoc is an innate skill with Frenzy +2. And then on top of that, he also has the movement speed buff, as well as the Yumichika. I believe Yumichika has the movement speed buff as well, which I think is really good. Yeah, movement speed and strong attack damage. Now, Tensa is interesting because if we go into the way that old stuff works, right? Uryu, then we got Ulquiorra, and then we got Kaname and Yumichika. Now, Kaname ended up getting the movement speed buff. Yumichika got the movement speed buff, but Tensa actually didn't get the movement speed buff. He got quite a bit of other stuff, which I don't think he's bad. I actually think he's really good. A lot of people are vastly underestimating the fact that this character has Frenzy +1, so he doesn't have Frenzy +2, but that's okay. Damage to enemies plus 100% if they're not afflicted by a status element, plus Berserker 60%, and then on top of that he gets melee damage plus an extra 10%, which is good. And then his soul tree, we get Guard Break, we don't get Marauder, which is kind of unfortunate, but at least he picked up Guard Break, Pierce Iron Skin, and hit hidden enemies. So he's getting plus 100% damage as well as Pierce Iron Skin. That's kind of huge, because that means that you don't need this character 2 out of 5 to deal damage in IT, and you don't have to rely on proccing a status element. Would I have liked him to have Drain with increased status element chance like the Ichigo, who has Drain and Weaken? Oh yeah, absolutely. But this is not bad at all. Like, and I don't know if it's like a balance thing, but it's kind of interesting because they also gave him Devastation plus 60%. With the damage to enemies plus 100%. That's going to be really, really good for nuking. He's not going to be a nuker, but he's going to have good damage from his soul bomb as well as his strong attacks. And then on top of that, they gave him a good kit. And that thing is honestly probably the most important part. The fact that Uryu, right, this Uryu has the Pierce Iron Skin, but he doesn't have plus 100% damage. He has Frenzy +1, Full Stam, Berserker 60%, Technique Attribute Strong Attack Damage plus 20%. It's not bad damage. It's actually pretty damn good damage. But his first strong attack is a 750 AoE distant. What did the Tensa get? Boom, boom. This dude got the 3k length beam. So if you enjoy using Uryu in content like IT and content like Epic Raids, Tensa literally has a wider width as well as a massive length on it. So you can hit the epic raid boss from across the map. You can shoot down like hallways. The second strong attack is a 960. Uryu's is the homing vortex. Kaname, did you get the 960 homing vortex, or did you just get the homing vortex? Yeah, 960 into the homing vortex. He's so good. I love that. I love that Kaname. I think they did such a good job on him. And then the third strong attack, standard full screen third strong attack. So they literally just said, good character. Push. So we got Frenzy +1, Berserker 60%, damage to enemies plus 100%, Havoc 20%. We got the hidden enemies, so you don't need a Zeta Ball, so you can actually, if you're like missing stamina or feeling like you're dying too much, then put a captain's robe on him if you want to do that. Or you can just straight up go SP item, fortification pill, strong attack damage item. If you want to do like sticker or something else, literally just slap whatever you want on him. You can even put him a Ryukozujo in order for him to clear a bit quicker. Just keep in mind that this character has no real protection. Like, we don't have barriers with him, we don't have boost with him, we don't have stamina recovery between waves. That's kind of important because you have a lot of, normally you have a lot of protection on these characters, right? Like Uryu has the homing vortex, but he also has team party recover 20% stamina. Yumi Chika, I believe, also has team party recover 20% stamina. Kaname, on the other hand, he's a little selfish nilly, but he also has drain on his stuff, so like he doesn't really need to have team party recovery when he's already giving them movement speed plus 30%, strong attack damage plus 20%. He has frenzy plus 2, so he's going to proc his drain very often unless the enemies are immune to drain, in which case that sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. And then Okiura, I don't know if he has team party. He also has team party recover stamina, so that's going to be definitely something different, because that means that Tensa is currently the only character here that doesn't self-heal. Unless I'm tripping. Okay, just making sure I'm not tripping. So definitely one thing to note. I actually do like him a lot because the melee damage plus 10% becomes 30% in co-op quests. So he's going to be dealing tons of damage. Like, if we just take the damage from Uryu aside, right? Let's assume that we give 75% full stamina damage boost. Actually, you know what? Let's keep it simple. 75% in full stamina damage boost as links, and then an extra 25% from the T15 skill, right? Let's just assume he gets full stam plus 100% from the links as well as the T15 skill, and just calculate the damage between like the Uryu as well as the Tensa. So if we take the base damage of 100, let's assume that we deal 100 from our first strong attack, you get times 2.2 for full stamina damage boost 120%. Because he gets a 20% built in, times 1.6, and then we also get times 1.2. Boom. So we get 422 as the baseline damage. We don't get anything else from here. Good. Okay, just wanted to make sure. All right. So 422.4. Now, if we bring up Tensa and we actually just do only for Tensa, we get times 2 for the full stamina damage boost 100%. Assuming that we do that, right? Then we get times 2 for frenzy. Then we also, wait, did I do memory? Why is that not there? Let me make sure that I do this right, because I don't want to trip. Yeah, I didn't do that. Times plus frenzy plus 2.2 full stamina damage boost, 1.2 for the strong attack damage, times 1.6. There we go. 844. Yeah, I knew something was wrong. My 422 seems really low, especially with the multipliers that we were doing. So times 2 for full stamina damage boost 100%, times 1. Let's just assume that we're using him in co-op because we're probably going to be using him in epic raids as well as IT co-op. So that's 1.3 for the melee damage. So we have frenzy melee damage times full stamina damage boost 100% times 2 again for the damage not inflicted by an ailment, times 1.6 for Berserker. And you'll see here that we're already starting to deal crazy amounts of damage because of the multipliers of the melee damage 30%, the damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment plus 100%. Like, this is literally frenzy plus 4 damage, right? The frenzy plus 1 plus damage to not afflicted enemies plus 100%. It's literally frenzy plus 3, because you get, for your regular frenzy, then you get excuse me, you get your normal hits frenzy plus 100%, and then you have your initial frenzy plus, it's literally like frenzy plus 3. You get 4 hits worth of damage. I want to be specific. So the damage that you're going to be getting from this Tensa is pretty damn cracked. And the only thing that I really like, well, excuse me, not the only thing, but the main thing that I think makes this Tensa really good is we're calculating, assuming that you're keeping your full stam, because Uryu does get access to a lot of healing mechanics. Ulquiorra gets the team party recovery. Kaname can self-heal to full all the time. Recover 20% stamina for Yumi Chika. If you're just running strong attack recharge on this Tensa Zangetsu, and then on top of that, say you do get hit and you lose that full stam, instead of going with full stam, you could just go straight full strong attack recharge, and you're still hitting 832. So you're still hitting with strong attack recharge plus 36% minimum if you're running 12% only strong attack recharge links. You're still hitting almost as hard as Uryu if Uryu ran full stamina damage boost links. That's dumb. Oh, and that's assuming that we also get hit too, because you also get access to your full stamina damage boost 25% from the T15 skill, which would give you roughly 1040. Assuming that the base hit would be 100, right? So that's very, very important to note that I do think that this Tensa is worth pulling for, but I want y'all to be very, very careful with what you do with this banner. At the end of the day, this banner is a premium pool banner. Oh, they don't currently, he doesn't currently have it up yet. So let's just do this. At the end of the day, this banner is a premium pool banner, so I would not recommend going all in. I'm personally doing 5 steps. I was thinking about doing 10 steps, going all in. I have people that quit the game DMing me on Snapchat. You gonna 5-5 the Ichigo, right? You gonna 5-5 the Ichigo? No, he's a premium pool. He's a premium pool character. I'm done trying to 5-5 these premium pool characters because my wallet can't take it. All right. But yeah, just to keep that in mind. Say do like 5 steps. If you care for one character more than the other, the Ichigo or the Tensa, because the Tensa is going to be the farming units, right? Then feel free to like toss in like 5 steps on the main banner, toss in 5 steps on the individual of choice, and there's your 10 steps. I'd be very, very wary of going past step 6. I would definitely do step 6 because, you know, discount. But aside from that, I'd be very careful just because next month is going to be end of month March. That's usually when we get a move source, and that also means that it's going to be hype. Usually. I'm thinking that's probably when they're going to be dropping Gin and Mayuri. Will they drop Gin and Mayuri? Not really sure. But yeah, I'm actually very, very surprised with this end of the month banner, and I think it's pretty fun. It's pretty cracked, bro. Frenzy +2, SP boost 80%, Berserker 40%, full stamina damage boost 25%, damage inflicted at full stam 20%. The 25% was from the T15 skill. And then on top of that, you also get Sprinter +2, and he gets character strong attack damage +20%, which between areas, strong attack recharge. Bro, come on. What the hell, Klabs?